areas. And I'm very happy when I look around and I see so many young people engaging and being creative and showing the importance of STEM education, of STEM. And I want to thank you all. You just mentioned, and thank you for your introduction, that this is EU Code Week, which actually takes 15 days now, and it shows the importance. And education is not a competence of the European Union, but member states have the goal of a European education area, which should be implemented this year already, but you see competence is in the national member states. But there is a high importance, of course, in times we live in, to have a strong educational system. And so apart from the European education area, there is also the goal of a union of skills, which is very important to be competitive, but also to be fit to confront all the challenges of our time, which are within the European Union, but also coming without. And education will play a big role, and also STEM education, and there's the STEM education strategic plan, which we will talk about later. But I'm happy to welcome you all here in the House of Democracy. It's quite crowded these days because there's also the Committee of Regions having a meeting, a plenary here in the building. So this is extra more people and more exchange. And I'm sure that also in our regions, in the places we come from, in our cities, that education and at STEM plays a great role, and I'm really looking forward. And when I look around, I cannot wait to hear from you. So welcome you once again, and I'm looking forward to hear from you.
Thank you, MEP Heide, for your words and your contribution to making today's discussion possible. Moving on to our alumni. Margarita, you were one of the early participants in the STEM school and are now studying in university. Looking back on your experience, what did you most enjoy about it, and what skills have you learned from it that are still useful for you today?
Thank you so much for the questions and for having me today. When I think back about my experience in Think Young almost 7 years ago, what I remember the most was the feeling of excitement and curiosity that drove me into the school, and the fact that I was able to discover something new every day. I learned how to ask why and how before actually accepting a simple answer. And I remember that the energy in the school was amazing. Everyone came from different countries, from different backgrounds. We were really young. I was 13 years old. I was a bit lost at the beginning. We all were like this. But the staff were amazing, getting us comfortable with the topics and with the school. And I learned into the whole week that learning could be fun, could be creative, could be more than what we just learn every day in school, but that could be also made with experiments, with games, with presentations. And today in university, I study politics, philosophy, and economics. And I often think about how much Think Young shaped me as the student I am today. At first, STEM and PPE could be seen as completely different words, but in reality, they have a lot of in common because they both solve problems, they analyze system, and they actually try to find a solution to everyday problems. I learned to understand how small choices, small data can lead to big outcomes and big results. So if I have to choose 3 things that this Think Young STEM school teaches me that I still use nowadays, I would say, first of all, critical thinking, because of course STEM taught me to question data, to go deeper into the information I receive every day. And the same approach also helped me in philosophy, economics, and politics, where I must not just accept what I see, but I also have to ask questions and learn and discover more about it. Second of all, I would say communication and teamwork because we were super young. As I said before, we were 12, 13, but we still had to work together if it was if it was to solve a code or to present a team project. We all had to make each other understand each other and solve the problems that were also hindered by the language barrier and the young age, of course. And that's exactly what politics and policy are about. So dialogue, cooperation, and make the other understand your point of view, even with different type of backgrounds. Third of all, I would say the confidence and adaptability, because back then I didn't know much about science, about technology, about coding, but still Think Young Summer School helped me to approach to new topics with confidence and to not be afraid of discovering new things. For example, if I have to find a correspondence in my university studies, I could say last year in my Python programming exam, for my colleagues, for my classmates, it was the first time approaching coding, approaching programming, and so it was a completely different world for them. And I was able to use my knowledge from 7 years ago in order to explain to them how to approach a different type of studies, because as we said before, it's different to go into the science topics and in the politics one. But the two have a lot in common, and they must be studied at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Margarita, for your words, and I'm glad that the course managed to stay with you like this. Moving on to you, Julia. You participated in the STEM school in 2022 and 2023, first starting with the beginner classes and later moving on to more advanced courses. How did this transition from basic to more advanced learning feel? And what was your most memorable experience from it that made you want to come back for a second year?
So I still remember at the start of the STEM course, I was really unsure. I didn't know if I would fit in, like into the group, and also if this was a thing for me, so programming and coding. And but then when we started learning, I noticed this step-by-step pattern. So you need like staircase pattern. You need every step to make a next one and a bigger one. And each of these bigger achievements like showed me my advancement. So first it was a simple game, then it was a website, and then it was another like more complex game with more functions. And this helped me notice my advancement. Then I came back. The main reason why I came back is a certain feeling of freedom. So in schools, the teacher tells you how to do things, and you have to do them, and this makes obligations. And each obligation makes a resistance. So us students, we don't want to do this. And in the coding school, it was different. The teachers showed us the right tools to use and how to use them. So it was more about opportunities. You got all of the resources needed and the time to make things. And then this led to engagement. So everybody was motivated. Everybody wanted to work together and make new things. So to sum it up, I came back for this feeling of freedom and for the creativity flow from the whole class to make something new. And yeah. My most exciting memory was the first time I made my website and it went online. I was really proud of myself, and I still remember myself going home that day and sending the link to my whole family group chat, and they were all impressed. And this was only the third day. So imagine what you could do in like 3 years or months. And yeah, that was my most exciting memory.
Thanks a lot, Julia, and it's great to hear that you learned this much from the course. On to you, Zia. You participated in last summer's STEM school and even won an award for the best project. Congratulations, and could you tell us all a bit about your project? What was it about, and what did you enjoy most about working on it?
Hello, I'm Z, and thank you for having me here. And so I will talk a little bit about my project. I designed a website for Sony's new console, which is showing in the video right here, although it's not for real. And we also, me and my team also built a little car robot here. And I think the whole process was really fun. And I think what I enjoyed the most is finding out how easy it is to actually learn a brand new coding language. Because before I come to the coding school, I didn't know anything about creating websites using HTML or CSS. I never heard of them. And sometimes I feel like creating website is something I will never do. It's for professionals. But I think the coding school proved to me that it's not true. It's actually easy. Once you have the patience and courage to overcome all the difficulties you face when you're like coding and carrying out the project. And I think also thanks to my wonderful teachers and great classmates, we really improved together. And I think what the teachers really helped is raising the curiosity and interest inside each of us to study STEM, to study coding, to study computer science. And this is like I'm exploring actively on how I can make my website look better, on how each code works, but not just passively gaining knowledge from others. And another thing that I enjoy most is the school showed me how efficient and fast I can accomplish things with the correct usage of AI. For example, ChatGPT. Because later on when I'm talking about my website, you realize that most of the pictures in that website is generated by AI actually. So I think it's really amazing how we can achieve things faster and better with correct usage of AI. And I think that's also what this coding school taught me during the 5 days of study.
Thank you so much, Z. And could you tell us a little bit more about your website and your robot?
Okay, so according to the video, on the left top corner, there's the button of play background music, where I inserted a link to the music. And well, although it is a video, so I can't really play it, but it's a really great music. And once you click on it and then you scroll down, you can see that this is a, oh, can anyone stop it? Oh, okay, it's fine. Well, from your memory, you can remember that at the top, it's like a title saying, oh, thank you so much. Welcome to World of Game, plays blah, blah, blah. All the names of the games are generated by my best friend, ChatGPT. And I designed all the buttons, the link to them, and the way they glow, the color tone. And I even inserted a little search bar at the right top corner of it. If you type in the name of the games, could you please play the video so that we can scroll down? Thank you. If you type the name, and then at the very bottom, yeah, there's the purchase section where you can insert your email, your address, and so here is all the games. All the names, descriptions, and photos are generated by different AI platform, and I inserted them into my code so that once you enter them in the search bar, it can pop up here. I can't do it right now, sadly. And also below, it's the features. Yes, all the icons I take from a certain website, and below are the images from YouTube and also from AI. And at the end, there's the About Us section where I inserted a Google map showing where Sony is, and also a link to Wikipedia introducing what Sony is, if you click on Read More. And at the end, there's a contact detail. So yeah, that's my website. And also about the robot we built. Me and my team, there's 4 of us, built this robot. One of them is actually sitting right there. Her name is Maria. Yeah, and we really enjoy the process of building it. We actually built it from scratch, like from screws and parts. And now it looks very cute and very cool. And I won't show how it moves because of time limit. And but yeah, I think what I really learned from this experience is the importance of teamwork. Because when I'm building it, at first, I don't know, I have this thought of, oh, this is so easy. I can easily do this on my own. I don't need anyone else. So I tried to do it at first on my own. I did it really fast, but I quickly got stuck. My fingers couldn't reach there and screw the screw on, and it was horrible. And then my classmate offered me to help. And once from there, I think that's the point when I realized that sometimes it's true that I might have strength in some aspect, but others have their own advantage in certain other aspect, and everyone has good ideas. What is really important is to listen to others, to help each other and learn from others. And that's how you make progress together. And yeah, eventually we accomplished something that I never thought about before, and also this really cute robot that we built together. So I think, as the old saying says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And I think that's what this school really proved to me, which is true. And it's not only for coding, and it's not only for STEM, it's for life in general. And yeah, I really thank you, the school, for providing me this wonderful experience.
Thank you so much, Z. You did a great job, and I think we're all really impressed at both your digital and your robotic skills. On to you, Andrea, as the founder of Think Young. Could you tell us how this idea of creating the STEM school came to you, and what made you believe that it could be as impactful a program as it is today? And do you think STEM is a superpower for young children, and how does Think Young's approach to education differ from conventional methods?
First of all, thank you for the good question, Santiago. And I mean, again, congratulations for how you moderate. I think you should start making a website, charge a fee, and I'll try to be brief and using the same approach that the MEP had, because I think listening from you guys is way more interesting than listening from us. The why, to be honest, I mean, I always love when people have fantastic ideas and a calling and a mission, and since they were children. No, it came because we were doing a lot of work related to young people, and there was clearly the need for them. And as Julia said, for a school that was a bit different, that they could do things that they were not allowed to do in class, and obviously with technology that was very important, and that it came from that, no? And then when we start the first one. First, it took 2 years because, I mean, to do the first one, because many donors were not, believing in it, so they were not giving a budget. Then, we met the right one, and usually, like with a spouse, when you meet the right one, then you get married, and it goes on for a bit of time, and it grow big, and that's how it came, the impact, and obviously, and that's obviously how it goes, and I mean, the only secret, I would say, it's really the team. Having a team who can adapt, I mean, we changed the name from coding school to STEM school, and it might seem a stupid change, but obviously there is a lot of attachment to the old name, and there is a lot of debate in the team. But that also brings the fact that, we want to enlarge more, add robotics, try to do new things, try to improve the quality of what you deliver. And so we started with coding, and then we added robotics, and then we added critical thinking, as Margherita was saying, and then we started extending the program from 5 days to 10 days. Now we have a program in Ethiopia, again supported by Boeing, where we do 45 days full-time. So the Ministry of Education ran a competition among all the 14 regions of Ethiopia. The 2 best teenagers from per region come to us for 45 days. And then in 45 days, you can experiment. So obviously, we added AI, and we did all that kind of thing. So I think that's really where the secret is, no? To make sure you surround yourself. I don't know who said, together you can go further, but surround yourself with people who are able to also take you further, and are able to pull together the conference, even sometimes if you're late and you're out. So that, I guess, it's probably the only secret I can share. And again, thank you to all of you guys, because I mean the participation of your interest. It's what drives. I would have 10 million questions for you, actually. How university is different from high school, and how would you like it to see? We were just at the conference before on education and AI and the impact, and already we have someone talking about ChatGPT, so a lot of opportunities that technology bring, a lot of chances, especially for the kids who are not fortunate enough maybe to come to the European Parliament, because we do this kind of program mainly in regions of the world where they don't happen. And that's, again, where you see the kids that are really uptaking and using technology to do things like it was not possible before. And you have kids in India following classes from the MIT. That was not possible 30 years ago. And you have kids in Africa who are coding and building a website without having engineers, because there is a chat who does it for them. So, you know, we are talking about the enthusiastic of technology, so obviously I'm a bit of a fanatic of that. So, but for me, you know, I just see the beginning of something fantastic happening here. And I mean, the future is all in your hands, guys, so bring it on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrea. And it's really amazing what you've managed to do with the program over these years. Boyan, as you know, Boeing has been supporting this initiative for the past decade. From an industry perspective, what role can companies like Boeing play in these instances? And for the young and curious people here in the audience, what skills would one need if they one day dream of working in a company like Boeing?
Thank you, Santiago. And it's a pleasure and an honor to be here, not only because the European Parliament was where I first started my adventure in Belgium, not only because we have great MEPs who support STEM education, such as you, and not only because now is a very pivotal time to think about our future and how, you know, children are part of our future, but mostly because of you guys. Because as Andrea very rightfully said, you guys are our future. And I'm already past the point where I can truly make a difference in a stellar sense, but you guys can. And nothing brings me personally and me in my corporate environment greater pleasure than seeing you guys here, seeing what you guys have built, seeing the potential that is within you, and seeing how much time you have ahead of you in order to help nurture that little curiosity inside of you, that little nuclear reaction, so that you can really turn it into a solar experience for us all. I mean, one day I would be very happy if one of you comes up with a fusion reactor that I can put in my kitchen and I never have to pay for electricity again. But as speaking from the perspective of industry, at the Boeing Company, our role is to empower this generation and the next to connect, protect, and explore this world and beyond. So as many of you I'm sure will know, we make airplanes. Sure, we also make things that ensure our safety and security on a daily basis, but we also send people to space and return them back safely. So it is part of our DNA to need to nurture STEM because of the fact that we want our future to be a bright one, but also because you guys are our future leaders in the company. You guys will be the ones who will one day sit on a big, fancy, fluffy chair and call the shots. And the most important time for you to develop that within you, that leadership, that drive towards STEM and improvement and embedderment is now. Because if now we tell you that you can't, you will not be able to forever. But if now we tell you that you can, you will do it forever. And there's nothing better than that for me and for, you know, my kids. A bit more specific, we can do a lot, and we do a lot. I can speak only from a European perspective because A, I'm a European, but also because my responsibilities fall within this little continent / semi-continent. But we sponsor events like this, and we sponsor programs like this. In 2024, we've spent $45.5 million on